Oh my God, it's so dark. I don't like how the lighting is at all. Let's see. More light. That's not even going to be better because the light is behind me. I really should do this before I even get up here. All right, we just going to have to go. So, hey guys, it is 5:30 a.m. and I'm tapping in with y'all today to talk about um, the fact that I'm still teaching locticians. However, I want to teach locticians that want to teach classes, right? So if you are a loctician who wants to start teaching classes, right? Because I know that you look, it's two types of people that is going to get this, okay? You either a loctician who been doing locks and you seasoned now and you getting tired of being behind the chair, or you a loctician who just smart and understand that you really don't have to do something to teach it. Like history teachers, they are never there in history, but they teach history, right? So if you are a loctician who understands the power of knowledge and that a right mentor can take you right, jump you right over the typical loctician stuff. So if you want to teach classes, you got to get with the tried and true classes, first of all, right? So if y'all listening or you just tuned in, I'm talking to locticians who want to start teaching classes right now because I have a program for you guys that is going to not only get you ready for classes, it's also going to get the clientele for you, and it's going to help you do the class. Because one thing about it, I have been teaching the lock class since 2009 publicly, but I've been teaching people how to do locks since 1998 when I was actually in cosmetology school. And so that has become, even though I'm a loctician, it has become something that I really don't care to do anymore. To do locks. I don't really care to do it anymore. So what I'm doing is I'm passing the torch to other locticians. Well, I've been doing that, but now I'm also passing the torch to lock teachers that want to get into. Let me see how I could lighten this up for y'all just a little bit. So, and I'm gonna talk about a little bit about the reason why I decided to do this, okay? Because the true knowledge of locks and how to care for them is being uh, disintegrated in a sense. It's being replaced with nonsense. The first thing they did was replace the product. So we used to twist with a pomade. All right. We used to twist with pomades. Okay. Pomade like what you would get at a barber shop when you get waves or something that look a little waxy like this, curling wax. And it was stuff that you could actually just wipe on the scalp because it was nutritious. It was good for your hair and your skin, right? The first thing that they did was they changed that to a product like this, which is edge control, right? And I actually use edge control, but not on locks. I use it like if I got like something like this, like I do, I will use this to slick my edge down, but never twist with that. Never twist with that. Y'all see, I got my little cuts on the side. But I would never twist with this. And as we keep getting more and more locticians who twist with a product like this, you got seborrheic dermatitis, you got palm rolling don't last anymore. You got, oh, we need a locksmith because this one little piece, but it's all from this product right here, which is not the correct product. So what happened was when I first started doing locks, there was no products for locks at all. Not even Jamaican Mango Lime had came out yet. It was only Murray's. And that's another thing. Like a lot of people want to teach classes on locks. They don't have a clue about the history, the products, what was working before all of this YouTube BS. And you want to know that stuff because if you're going to teach classes on something, you definitely want to know the real, the history, the why, right? Like a lot of people, they tell y'all, oh, twist like this. And then when you ask why, they want to pull up somebody else's video because that person said to do it. But that's not how we rolling around here because, especially with me, because most of y'all started doing locks like way after they became popular, right? So if you are somebody who wants to start teaching locks, okay, if you want to teach locks, then you want to hop on with me. Why? Because one thing about me too, I'm not a gatekeeper. So if you are a loctician, you don't even have to be a loctician. That's the cool thing about it. Just like all the history teachers who never had to be on the Titanic, never had to fight a war, but they could teach about it. And teach about it well, right? So we want to find the locticians that want to be teachers, okay? If y'all want to hop right over all of the nonsense and understand the true way to do locks, which is very, very simple. And now that I have locks, when I first started teaching locks, I didn't have locks. I just taught it, right? And people would be like, oh, you don't have locks, da, da, da. But we started finding out quickly that I knew way more about locks and hair than people who had locks. They didn't do thousands of heads of locks like me. I've done thousands of heads over the years, right? So the knowledge that I have about locks is very different, okay? Before YouTube, there was a Yanni's Dreadful Thoughts. And that shop used to be the go-to. That was my shop to go to get lock classes and services, right? And so if you are somebody, if you want to become a lock teacher, let me tell you, first of all, let's just go back over the reasons why you would want to become a lock teacher because you might not even know this. But becoming a lock teacher from a loctician is to hi, whoever said hi to me on TikTok. So TikTok, y'all, I'm still learning how to use TikTok. I have no clue how to even respond to anybody. I guess I just gotta say hi. So how y'all doing on TikTok? And I'm also live on YouTube. I do know how to work that though. So if y'all want to come over to my YouTube, it's Yanni Red still on YouTube. Y'all can come over there. So today we are talking to teachers who, well, no, let me rephrase that. We're talking to people that want to teach locks. And I'm saying people because you don't actually have to be a loctician. Not in my program because I created locticians since 2000. Since the year 2000, I've been creating locticians. So you don't have to come in as a loctician. And I kind of prefer that most people don't because most locticians, y'all don't know what y'all be doing. And when you do something, when I ask, well, why you do that? They'd be like, oh, because I seen such and such video. Unacceptable. Unacceptable because as an expert, you're not about to run to me. I don't know why I do this. I do it because I seen it in somebody else's video. So that right there, we're not going to do it. So anyway, if you would like to be a loctician, and I want y'all to get this, a lock teacher. Okay, we need teachers. We don't need any more raggedy ass locticians coming off of YouTube with the crochet needle and twisting, saying they twisting your hair, but they be twirling it with this much of their hand, right? That's called locksmithing when you see them doing this nonsense right here, doing this, and then be twirling the lock. This movement right here is a twirl, okay? Everybody who understand what we talking about, they doing your lock like this to try to get it back smooth. What's wrong with doing this? What's wrong? Done. What's wrong with that? So we're not about to be playing around with y'all. And I'm not looking for teachers who want to bring in all of the nonsense because some of that shit needs to be done with, right? They be like, oh, watch me smooth this lock out, right? They'll get on the video and be like, watch me smooth this lock out, right? And you still watching them smooth the lock out 3 minutes later when they could have been like, psh, psh, clip, clip, done. Like that type of stuff, I'm not dealing with y'all. So If you that type of teacher that want to just teach anything trendy, if you a loctician who decides that, oh, the customer can come in here and ask whatever they want, I'm going to do it, you the type of teacher I don't want. Okay? Because said no doctor ever. Oh, the patient wanted some oxys. They had to get diagnosed and have a reason. Most locticians I know, they have a hard time to get clients to stay with them. And the most of the time, it literally just be because y'all too damn basic. Okay. So if you're a basic loctician and you think I'm asking you to come and learn how to teach that basic shit you know on YouTube, I'm not coming. I'm not asking nobody to come teach that. What we want is the try and true. When we teach locks, everything that we teach in my class, I could back it up. I could show you results. I can show you clients against other clients whose hair. And when I say against, I don't mean fighting. I mean comparing their hair, how long it lasted, how long it doesn't itch, how long their locks stay twisted. With my work, I could show y'all that right up against here, and we could prove that the proof is in the pudding. You see what I'm saying? So if you are somebody who wants to start teaching lock classes, because it's a very lucrative opportunity to teach classes, here's what usually happens in most classes though. The teacher does not know how to teach. They know how to style, whatever style they be doing. So it's like, here's the difference when you take my class. First and foremost, I got videos on this stuff that probably came out before you even started calling dreads locks, right? Because y'all want to call it locks now. But most of y'all that be saying locks, y'all ain't even like dreads. When I started doing them, y'all used to despise this. So we don't care what y'all call it. Y'all don't even count. For real. And they be like, Yanni, you be so mean. Like, girl, I have to be, because this kind of hair right here, these clients I had since I got out of hair school, they've been getting discriminated against, police brutalized, murdered, hanged, and nobody's standing by doing anything. So when you get locks, a lot of people, they want to dismiss them. Like, oh, it's nothing dreadful about our hair. Please go back through the history of what they've been doing to people who have locks, and for the only reason that they only have locks. So when y'all be saying, oh, it's nothing dreadful about my hair, that's like saying Rosa Parks was able to sit on a bus wherever the fuck she wanted to. That's like saying that. That's like erasing the history of this hair, and how we had our cosmetology license in America, and they actually destroyed it so they could put out women like Madam C.J. Walker and lie to us and tell us that she is the first black woman millionaire. Like, this type of hair has been through so much stuff. So when I look for teachers that's going to teach locks, I want y'all to understand that this ain't no damn gimmick. We teaching the real, and we going to teach the history behind the hair first as well. So not just, not just lock styling, and not just smacking any product on there that you want to. Not that. However, if you want to teach lock class, but let me just get off of that, because y'all know, if you know me, then you know I'm coming with excellence all around the board when it comes to locks, right? So here's the thing. You got a lot of locticians that just don't know what they're doing, right? And so I'm looking for the ones who want to become teachers. Like, you don't even have to be excellent at it. I'll handle that part for you. But if you want to become a teacher, because this is the thing, you got to be tired of whatever you're doing right now, right? And a lot of us are retiring. Like, I'm about to be 50 soon, okay? And so the talk of retirement is big on the list. We trying to see how to get from behind the chair, right? A lot of hairstylists. Or a lot of people is looking to get behind the chair because they never, yes, I'm enjoying my Thanksgiving break, even though, break from what? I don't like, well, I don't have a Thanksgiving break because I own my business. We get to do Thanksgiving. And not only that, when you do hair, when the holidays come, you don't get a break. You know what I'm saying? So this year, I'm hair consulting, right? And so I will give y'all the full breakdown. So I'm helping locticians become teachers. I don't want to help locticians become locticians anymore. I'm over that. Okay. I'm gonna help locticians become teachers, or I'm gonna help create some lock teachers. You don't even have to be a loctician, but if you want a position that can pay you a monthly salary in a day, you're going to start teaching, right? If you're tired of going to work every single day, because this is what they never make you think about when you keep the synthetic hair off, and I just kept the parts. And my hair was like this long. And y'all know most of the stuff I say, y'all can see it on social media. And I'm going to say most because I don't be posting everything about my life on freaking social media. You know what I'm saying? So I have no clue whatever YouTube just did, but my live on YouTube just went out for like a good 20 minutes. And now it's back in here acting like it never left. I still got 2 likes over there. YouTube about to get on my nerves. But anyway, y'all, so let's get back into this about the lock teacher thing, right? So this is like one of the easiest ways to even hit 6 figures and understand, like, if y'all want to know what type of prices do these classes be costing, right? Because everybody want to hit 6 figures. Here go the thing about 6 figures, right? The classes, the highest loctician class I have taught is $5,000, right? If you want to hit 6 figures, how many people do you need to sell a $5,000 class to? And that's actually like this might sound crazy because I got a mentor. And this is why I'm gonna tell y'all need to get mentors. You need to get a mentor. If you don't have a mentor in your life, you should get a mentor. The reason why is because mentors will show you shit that you never knew was possible, and they will elevate your brain in 2 seconds. Let me tell you how my mentor did me, and I'll tell y'all who my mentor is and everything because I'm not no gatekeeper. But my mentor, Millionaire Barber, right? I've been in hair stylists a long time. So when you hear stylists start saying they made millions in hair business, you always tune in, right? You're like, wait, how did they make millions? I've been doing all these heads. I didn't have a million to show. I know I made a million in my career, but I never had it all at one time to show. So when he talked about, it wasn't even what he was talking about, it was just his name, Millionaire Barber. So you're like, okay. So when I learned about him, he was I first met him at a hair show, right? First. Now, y'all don't get off the video because I'm about to tell y'all some good shit, right? Let me tell you what he did in front of us. We was all on Zoom. We was doing Instagram. And if you was knowing about Instagram, that's when they came out with that course called Instagram Secrets. And they were showing people how to get 1 million followers on Instagram. Long story short, I got in his group and he was doing audits. So he audited my company at first, which was like my online school. If y'all don't know, I'm not just a loctician, I'm a lock teacher with my own school with graduates. Okay. So don't. Okay. Anyway, so when he looked at everything I had, he told me, like, yo, you sitting on a gold mine. You sitting on a gold mine. Right. And he introduced me to a new type of website called a funnel. Now, this was the crazy thing about it. After he introduced me to that kind of website, I started following him and seeing, okay, I see how his website work. I see da 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 da. So the next thing was after he saw me, and I'm not saying he got this from me, but he might have. I don't know. But I was already doing like Zooms every single week with my lock students, right? I would come out and tour, teach y'all the lock classes, and then I would go back online. Once I got back home, I'm checking my students' work because that's the thing about me. You're not gonna get in my class and I don't check your work. You're not gonna get in my class and don't get it. Like, if you look at any testimonials I got, they always say, and she makes sure you get it. I sure do, because I don't want you to pay me to spend time with me. I don't really like people. Okay. So spending time with them just to spend time, no. To do this classwork, yes. So I got to make sure. And not only that, I give certificates. So if I give you a certificate, I got to make sure that you know how to do locks good, okay? Because you repping my name now, right? And another thing, this TikTok, so y'all some new generation social media people, I don't know, but I'm the only loctician that used to have other locticians hashtagging my name when they did my styles. You see what I'm saying? And go back, because this is all documented on social media. The only loctician who used to have other locticians, you used to have to hashtag my name if you was doing any of my styles, right? So that was barrels, that was double strings, that was fishtails, all of that kind of stuff. If they was doing it, everybody knew it came out of my camp. right? Invites you to co-host. Let's see. I have no clue what. So when somebody invites you all to co-host, right? What exactly is going on? Anybody in the comments tell me. So I got, yeah, like I have no clue what all of these notifications is that's going on TikTok down here. You got the number 2 gifter badge. Just got, like, is that my stuff that I got, or what does that even mean? I don't even know. Somebody said, "Where are you from?" I just stated that I'm from New Jersey, Newark. Oh wait, y'all been talking to me in the comments. I'm so sorry. Like I said, I don't know how to really work TikTok, so let me kind of go back here. So boom, somebody join. Okay, hold on, y'all. Don't leave. I'm just checking this out. Are you enjoying the break? Raheem joined. Hey, if you still in here. All right, hold on. Okay. So anyway, y'all, we talking today because I'm looking for locticians who want to start classes. And the cool thing about these classes is that I already wrote the curriculum out, okay? I already got the books. So you could literally just show up like an elementary school teacher, right? They haven't been in any of the history lessons that they teach, yet they still able to teach history. So that means that you don't have to be a loctician in order to teach locks. And the cool thing about it is that my program gets you students, and not no cheap ass students either, not cheap ass students. Okay. And I mean I actually went through all of that trial and error of the cheap ass students back when I first started teaching classes. They started out at $250, right? And the funny thing about it, when they was $250, nobody was really signing up. It took me like a fucking year and a half to get one student when I was charging $250, right? And I think it was because the class was new. Nobody else was teaching lock classes before me. So it was like introducing a new thing. It took time to catch on. So once it got caught on, I had people come into my shop, and then they would call me back from their shop, like, I want you to come out here and do a class. So this is how the virtual class got started. I'm gonna tell y'all this little story. And this is just teacher stuff. Now, with the class that I first did for 250, and I'll show y'all this picture. Matter of fact, I'm gonna post this picture on TikTok, say my first lock class. I think I had like 6 people in that class, right? So 250 times 4 is $1,000, right? And I think I had 6 people, which was like $1,500 in the class. That was one day work. The class was like 6 hours. So that was like the first time I had made uh, over $1,000 in a day. You know what I'm saying? And so it was hard for me to like go back to doing regular hair appointments because it was so much money in teaching that I was like, okay, I'm going to keep the teaching up. And so I slowly stopped opening up hair salons. If you go back and look at my YouTube, you will see that when I started on YouTube, I was a salon owner and not no hair salon, a lock shop called Yanni's Dreadful Thoughts. And I was already teaching in my shop, teaching my staff. And that's what we was actually showing on YouTube, is that, people don't grease your hair. Like, why don't you grease hair? What is you doing? You get what I'm saying? Like, this still just regular hair. Like, we the grease and water babies. You feel what I'm saying? Like, everybody who work with me, they know that grease and water is the real products for locks. Not no damn edge control, and definitely not edge control under a new name called lock gel. Not that. If your lock product look like this, jelly, no nutritional value at all, right? If you put it on your hand and your hand starts feeling all tight because it's not good for your skin, why would you use that on a client? Just why? Why would you twist their hair with that? And then it's another thing. The only reason why braids stay when you use this jelly type of thing is because they're braids, right? But I seen people do fucked up braids and it never stayed because you know why? It's not your product, it's your technique. So because y'all technique ain't even developed because you're so busy trying to find the right product. You see what I'm saying? What y'all did, y'all ain't understand is that when locks first started, nobody wanted any parts of this that had a product company. And it was Murray's, okay? Murray's had the beeswax. They was the only ones that was making a product that was for the lock community. Murray's, that was it. And then Murray's started another company called ISO Plus. So if y'all know about ISO Plus, that is Murray's. They had the first beeswax, and then they also had made a product called Molden Cream, which is what I used for the first like 10 years of my career before I started having my own products, right? But the thing about the Molden Cream was that I knew how to work it in. You see what I'm saying? And it had butters and oils and things that the body already recognizes as nutrition, things that automatically moisturize your hair. You see what I'm saying? And so we started out with that. That's what I was using. And then I worked at a shop where we wound up getting a spot in some magazines, right? This like 2000. So I'm just going back on the history for y'all so that y'all can understand. This is why I teach lock classes, not because people was asking me, not because a few people saw some cute styles of mine and wanted it, not that, like these locticians today. What I started from is because I had a shop and nobody knew how to do locks. Okay, nobody, not people coming out of school, not people that at home, not people who had locks. Nobody knew how to do it professionally. So I started teaching locks like that in my own shop. I started teaching them, and that kind of grew out. So I had my shop, and I would kind of move around a little bit, because I would had a shop, and I was self-employed mindset back then, so I would be overwhelmed because I got all these stylists, all these clients, all this responsibility, and I would be like, I don't want this no more. So I would shut the shop down, right? Not my clients, not my business. Okay, that's two different things. Shutting the shop down, and I would probably go work at somebody's shop, and then I would get over there, and it'd be like less responsibility for me, but more headache because the owner would be looking like, yo, you got too many clients. Then I had an assistant, and then I wound up getting a second assistant because I would have a lot of clients. And so, you know, once I did um start owning my own shop, and that was all I did, I didn't never go back to working at another shop. I always had to train people. I always had to train them because they didn't know how to do it, or because they wasn't going to do it at the quality that I'm going to let walk out my door at the shop. So that's how my classes actually started, because I needed locticians in my own shop, right? So those locticians is like the best in the world. However, they're not locticians. They just did hair with me, right? So when I left home and I went to the other state, none of them carry on being a hairstylist at all, which is like, that's how it be when you, and it's like people don't be knowing. Now they know because of the serious impact I done had over the years, with my little celebrity sighting stuff, and the Procter and Gamble campaign, Widen the Screen, and then the NAACP, like all of these people recognizing locks from some hairstyles I did. And if y'all want to know about that, just put that in the comments. Yanni, show us. Tell me, show me. And I'll start doing stories on how this started. Like when my client got in the J. Cole Middle Child video, right? I know all y'all seen the J. Cole Middle Child video, right? This is the thing. Is a part in the video where they like at an award show like the Grammys or something, right? And it's 28 seconds. Look at me knowing what seconds. But it's 28 seconds into the video where my client gets up and accepts the award, and they just bling right on his fishtail hairstyle. Yeah, that's my work. You see what I'm saying? And my client got picked strictly off of the style, right? And then my other client, he got tweeted by Oprah for doing wide in the screen. He had the basket weave down the back of his head. So I've been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes that I don't brag about or talk about to make locks be mainstream for the last 2 decades. You know what I'm saying? Even putting corporate hairstyles on locks so that people could go to work with this, because I don't know if y'all know this, but this is still very new as being accepted by society. Like literally, maybe the last 20 years, locks are being accepted by dreads are being accepted by society under an alias, of course, that is rooted in getting rid of the history and why we had to, first of all, why we had to fight to have our own hair, we don't fucking know. Okay. Why these people were so jealous of our freaking hair, Why was they so jealous of our hair that they like, oh, and now they got us thinking like, oh, there's nothing dreadful about my hair. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And this is what y'all gotta understand. The word dreadful has a few meanings. And one of those meanings is unbreakable, right? Strong, unbothered, right? That dreadful bitch over there. She don't let nobody get to her. We don't like her, right? So understand that the name dread is not about our hair being ugly. It's about the feeling of jealousy that it sparks in other people that don't have hair like this. Okay? It's about them wanting their hair to grow up toward the sun like ours. You get what I'm saying? Our hair grow up. Only reason why my hair down right now because I twisted it in the front a little bit, but our hair grows straight up toward the sun. So that's something to be mad about, right? When they here lay down, they want our hair to stand up. They don't want our hair to stand up. That's why they got all this stuff to make their hair curly. And they got, trying to make our women have this thin, laid down, nothing, no type of life type of hair. That's and they will buy a wig that costs hundreds of dollars just so they could look like they ain't got no hair that grow up to the sun. That's what they want from us. And understand too, the lock community, because everything was so thorough, right? We cut out so many industries by having locks that they had to come in and take over and start putting misinformation, right? Because before people started making products for locks, we just used to use what the barbers already had on their station: pomade, oils, stuff like that, right? I still use that to this day. I don't care who come out with what product talking about, oh, I did this on a hairstyle. I don't really care because they never show it after 2 or 3 weeks. And that's where I'm bombing on you at. Let me see that hairstyle after 2 weeks. Let me see that hairstyle after 1 month. This is where you see the clear difference on the quality of my work and what my students put out than the quality of other people doing locks. Because on day one, they all look the same. However, on day 20, most of y'all clients already took their hair out. On day 20, my clients are just saying, you know what? I might come out. No, I'm gonna wear my style a few more days. That's what my clients are saying. You see what I'm saying? Where am I located? I am located anywhere you want me to be, depending on what you want to know for. Okay. Right now, I'm in New Jersey. You see what I'm saying? In Newark. All right. That's where I'm from. That's where I usually am, in New Jersey, in Newark. It's not a nice neighborhood, but it's mine. So you get what I'm saying? So, anyway, y'all, I'm talking to y'all right now because I'm looking for locticians that want to be teachers. I'm looking for anybody that has enough integrity to want to teach locks. Because if y'all been paying attention, you know that most locticians, they don't know what the hell they doing. Okay. Most of them got clients who is on social media asking, how do I moisturize my locks? What's happening? My hair is breaking. And you be like, well, damn, did you ask your loctician anything? And they probably did ask, but most locticians is only bloggers. They don't know how to do no hair for real. They'll color your hair red and then go right over that with a deep cleansing shampoo that strips your red off, and you come out of there with brown hair when it was just red, and they don't have a clue what just happened. Yeah, that's because they don't really do hair. That's because they are bloggers, right? You'll go in there with your hair one way and they'll be like, oh, your parts are messed up, and start ripping your hair out, and that hurt. So this is the first indication. If your hair hurt when you get it twisted, then your loctician don't know what they're doing. Okay, I said what I said. If it hurts when you get twisted, then they don't know what they're doing. So what we want to do is stop the spread of these locticians that do stuff like that. And we can, just like we started the spread of locticians who do healthy hair first, right? And it's so funny because the Z stitch, I don't know if y'all even know what the Z stitch is, but the Z stitch is a hairstyle that makes a basket weave pattern in the chevron that goes like a zigzag, right? That's the last new technique I introduced to the lock world in 2014. And if y'all don't believe me, again, go on my Facebook, okay? And see when I introduce new styles, right? Go back to 2014 and see that the Z stitch, that y'all probably still don't know what it is, got released back in 2014 by me. right? Now on YouTube, you see people doing it now, right? When I first released the barrels, nobody knew how to do those either. When I first released the neat retwist, and when I say release, I don't mean put it on my client. I mean release. Like we was doing hair magazines and it was getting released around the country. So we had national distribution back in 2007 before social media, okay? Before social media really got popping, I was on the original social media called Hair Magazines, right? And the magazine called Forever Braids, and then it was also called Salon Digest. Now, what they did, they don't even know what they did. They put my lock styles inside of a nationally distributed magazine starting in 2007. We did another shoot 2008. We did another shoot 2009. So what happened was I wound up being published, my hairstyles got published 24 times in this magazine in 3 years. And at the time, I still was really just a loctician. You know, like I said, I got my license first. So I didn't just jump on y'all head like most people do, because they will jump straight on your head with a YouTube video and be like, oh, well, let me see how I'm going to do it. No, I didn't do that because I got more integrity than that. I went to hair school and I got licensed, and then I started doing people's hair. Okay. And I knew the chemical composition of the shampoo. I knew exactly how to stop dandruff before I even got on somebody's real head. Okay. I knew exactly how to moisturize hair, and I knew the difference between a chelating shampoo, a deep cleansing shampoo, a conditioning shampoo, right? A color treated shampoo. It's so many different types of shampoo. So even with that, most stylists, they don't learn this stuff. So when you deal with a loctician, they like, oh, we do natural hair, but shampoo is not natural. You don't have no natural shampoo. So if you're gonna wash hair, then you might be doing natural hair. But if you washing hair, then you using chemicals, right? And honestly, that's where most people go wrong at in the hair with natural hair, is that y'all using chemicals that y'all acting like if somebody be like, oh, my hair's so dry, the first thing you see people do is start telling them you need to drink more water. Like, no, they don't. It's not usually that. Or they'll be like, oh, you need to put coconut oil or spray rose water on your hair, right? The issue with those things is that shampoo, the chemical that you use improperly, is going to eat up that oil. It's going to eat up that moisture. And then, too, I be asking them, so when you drunk 1 cup of water, did your hair moisturize? Of course it didn't. So stop telling people they need to drink more water. You see what I'm saying? Because that is not what the problem is. The problem literally be that the shampoo has caused a pH imbalance, right? And so what starts to happen, because our body can heal itself, and I'm just going over this stuff so y'all understand that all lock classes is not created equal. Okay, this one right here, you actually gonna get some real knowledge. But let's just talk about this because, like, I don't want y'all to have dry hair because it's so easy to not have dry hair. It's ridiculous. So let me just get out this nugget. So most of the time, what's happening when a person has seborrheic dermatitis, and this is the thing, if you somebody who believe doctors, get off my video right now. Okay, if you believe doctors, get off my video right now. If you somebody who think the people on YouTube know what they're doing, get off of my video right now. If you think people on YouTube that do locks know what they're doing, okay. If you follow Chris McDread with all of this crocheting, your locks look like a little Christmas sweater, all of that kind of shit, get off of my video right now, because I'm about to tell the people that have common sense something about how to stop their hair from being dry. And if y'all listening to those other people and y'all think that they know what they talking about, y'all never going to have moisturized hair because they don't even know how to get it for themselves, okay? First of all, first and foremost. All right, so let's talk about it. When we use shampoo, right? Shampoo usually has a pH that is acidic. And what it does is when you wash your hair with it, it either makes your hair too acidic or too alkaline, right? Now, if y'all don't know what those mean, then just go look it up because I'm not going into that right now. But what we want is we want our hair to remain in the middle of the pH scale, okay? Very right. Shella Donero said that it strips the hair. Yes, that's what shampoo does. Not clean the hair, strips. And what it strips out is the dirt, the oils, the natural oils, your hair's ability to moisturize itself. It'll strip all of that out if you use it wrong. The problem with most locticians is that they don't know that and they think all shampoo is the same. So I'm about to go into how to fix this. If you're suffering from dandruff, do not get off the video. I'm about to show you how to fix it. Okay. All right. The first thing that we got to do is stop washing your hair. Okay? Stop washing your hair. Now, most people, they get dandruff. As soon as they see some dandruff, first thing they do is they go get the shampoo bottle and they go wash their hair again to get the dandruff off, which makes sense. In reality, however, what's happening is the shampoo company gets to hide behind the fact that their product is dangerous by doing what? Licensing hairstylists, right? Hairstylist is going to get blamed when the product does not work because we supposed to know that the product does not work. However, in the natural hair industry, everybody swear they're an expert. I be looking like I know damn well I graduated from cosmetology school in 1998. When did you graduate? Never? Okay, well, you definitely don't know better about me than hair. I also did hair the whole freaking time. And ask anybody who did hair with me, who had the biggest clientele out of everybody that you know, they gonna definitely tell you Yanni, right? So this ain't from me guessing. This is from experience of fixing my own clients' hair. The first thing you do if you suffer from dandruff really bad is stop washing your hair with shampoo. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because shampoo is a chemical that your scalp could be allergic to, right? So what happens is you wash your hair with something that you're allergic to. The body goes into a healing mode and it kills off that whole top layer of skin. This is what the dandruff is, right? Because you be wondering, like, well, where the hell did the dandruff even come from? I just washed my hair. That is that product burning up that first layer, right? So it gets dry all the way out. It says my granddaughter sometimes get builds up in her locks. It looks like lint, but it's not. She's 8 years old. What can I do for that? Okay, let me finish this off first. So what y'all got to do is understand that the shampoo is going to start the process. Winnie, I'm going to answer your question right after I finish this. But the shampoo is going to start the process over again. So when you have the dandruff and you think, oh, let me go wash my hair again, you do wipe it off. You get it off. But what happens is that harsh chemical just starts the process right back over. So it looks like it's clean, it feels clean, and then a few days you got dandruff again because the cycle started again. So what we're going to do this time, instead of waiting until the dandruff builds up, what you're going to do this time is you're going to get some witch hazel, right? And you can either get pads, cotton, whatever. What you want to do is just keep your scalp clean with the witch hazel. Don't wipe it with a rag. Like you're going to literally take a cotton ball, right? And just put the witch hazel and you're going to clean your scalp like this for your dandruff. Now, the reason why you want to do that is because what you want to do is stop the chemical reaction that burns the skin off and creates the dandruff. So what's going to happen at first is that you still get dandruff because that last shampoo has to work out of that skin. But what the witch hazel does, it's going to help pull it out, right? Now I want y'all to go back over that with just regular castor oil. If you want to get mines on my website, yannired.com, I can show you how to get that, but you don't have to. You can get regular castor oil. And I'm going to tell y'all this. Do not buy castor oil out the beauty supply store because that shit, when you go back and read the ingredients, it be safflower oil, sunflower oil, and all these other oils they done mix with it. We don't need that. We need the real one ingredient oil. And the reason why you want to do one ingredient stuff, and this is what this regimen, what I call it, is the 1-to-1-to-1. You're using all things that have one ingredient. The reason why you want to do that, especially if you have dandruff, is because this way you get to pinpoint what was causing the problem. And that's what you want to know when you do hair care. What was causing their hair to dry out? Not just start putting a bunch of new products on top of dryness. You don't know what the hell going on, because the dryness is caused by a product that you're using. It's not no natural thing that we just have dry hair. So when you start trying to fix the dry, the better thing to do is remove some of the products you're using, then start just adding stuff. You know what I'm saying? So if you want the dandruff to stop, you have to start that process. And what happens is your scalp will be, hey, Miss Naima, your scalp will start to heal and not flare up, because you're not using the thing that it's allergic to anymore, right? So then after that, you can get a safer shampoo. Like, I like silicone mix shampoo, and it's not very thick. Like, I like Cream of Nature with argan oil. I like that one. However, they done made it so thick now. I don't know what they did to it. It's not like it was before. It's not like it was before. But you want to do that. You want to do the witch hazel, follow it up with the castor oil. Witch hazel, follow it up with the castor oil. And then, because castor oil heals the skin. Okay, if your scalp is messed up, you're going to want to use a one ingredient oil, not coconut oil, not jojoba oil, because that's like water, but castor oil, the oil that our grandparents used to line up and have to swallow because it has such good nutritional value, and it slid out cancer and parasites and stuff like that. That's what you're going to use on your scalp. Okay. When you get to the point, now don't get me wrong, if you got dandruff really bad, this is not a quick fix. It's going to take you like a good 12 weeks to fix all the way. But this is how you know it's working from the beginning. The dandruff flare up, you should know how many days it takes. So if you wash your hair today, is Monday, how long does it take for the dandruff to flare up? Is it by Wednesday? Usually it takes 2 days. So let's say your dandruff is flaring up in 2 days. And instead of you washing it this time, you do your 111, your one cleanser, which is witch hazel, your one oil, your one moisturizer, right? You do the 111. What happens is your scalp takes longer and longer to flare up until it just doesn't flare up anymore. Now that process all the way, it usually take about 16 weeks, and you just got to stick with it. Stop putting shampoo in your hair, like, for right now, until you learn what kind of shampoo works with your hair. The other thing is, I don't know if y'all do y'all babies like this. When you have a baby, you get baby foods, like new foods. Slowly you introduce new foods to them. You're going to do the scalp the same way. Start introducing products and monitor them as you put them on, because you already see what they can do. And I don't want you to think you have to live with dandruff, because you don't. If anybody told you that, oh, everybody's hair is different, and okay, okay, because they don't be knowing what they're talking about. And the sad part about it is a simple test. Okay. Because, like, even with the detox, everybody who detox locks, except for me, they'd be like, oh, we put the vinegar on. I don't detox locks like that. The way I detox is to remove products, remove them, and see what happens when you're not using edge control on your scalp, right? Now you like, oh, it's not itching anymore. Of course not, because you was using edge control, calling it lock gel. This ain't no lock gel. This is edge control. However, the I'm gonna say Asian people that make products for black people, right? They know y'all not gonna search nothing. Long as it looks shiny and slick down, y'all cool with that. However, that doesn't last very long. This shit on your hair, this is not a lock product. Lock in is not a lock product. Lock and twist is not a lock product. Lock booster is the same product as this shit, edge booster. But they said, you know what? Locticians don't know nothing anyway. They're all they looking for is product. They don't have no technique, right? They look at a video and swear that, oh, what product is that? It don't matter. You could smear product on anything. It still ain't gonna come out looking like I did it unless I show you how to do the proper technique. All right, so I got another question in here. It says, your granddaughter's locks have buildup that looks like lint, but it's not. Wait, my granddaughter sometimes gets built up in her locks. It looks like lint, but it's not. She 8 years old. Okay, so what's probably happening is that her loctician is using edge control, right? So what happens is, as this gets old, it starts to look sort of like paper, right? It look almost like paper in there. And it looked like lint, but you can't get it out. It's because the product that they're using on her hair has products in it that has no nutritional value. It's like eating junk food. Our bodies, you eat it, but when you time to digest it, it shows up with bad skin, fat in areas that you don't want to be fat in, weight gain, all of that kind of stuff. So what I would do for her, this is another thing too, and I'm gonna just keep it super simple right here, is that most locticians, they think that when there's buildup in the hair that you're supposed to put vinegar in the hair. However, we know for a fact if you ever cleaned anything, right, water pressure is the biggest contributing factor to how clean something gets. Like if you had a washing machine that wasn't really thrusting them clothes around and they just sat in the water, would they really come that clean? Probably not. But in the lock world, they think if you put low ass water pressure on somebody's head, right? And then you wash their hair with all this shampoo, that's gonna make their hair clean. Really, it's just gonna make it muddy. You see? And that's what you seeing in her locks is that. So a few things you could check for. Number one is when she go get her hair twisted, and this is if she's getting twisted. If they getting crochet, please don't talk to me about crochet. I don't feel like it's necessary, and I don't do it. Okay, I've never done it, and I've never needed it. So no, my clients' hair did not unravel when they went to the gym or none of that stuff. So no, we don't crochet. We don't need to. But if you are crocheting the hair, I'm not talking to you. If her hair is getting twisted, then what you need to do is first unravel the roots. Before you go get her hair twisted, unravel the whole root. Like, and again, y'all, I freeform my hair, so this little part right here is all my new growth. All right. So once this growing in lock, then it'll be the same size. But what I'm telling you to do is take her hair and unravel the root part. See how much new growth I got? Take her here and unravel that before she go to the shop. 9 times out of 10, the loctician is not unraveling that. They just put in, the water on it, the shampoo on it, and it's basically getting it trapped in her locks, and that's why it's not coming out. But if you go ahead and unravel that a little bit, then the water pressure could kind of bust through. And not only that, make sure her loctician is doing the wash the right way. I'm going to tell y'all the right way to do the wash, okay, right now. I'm just dropping too many nuggets on this video. But the right way to wash locks, right, is to unravel the roots first, okay? First, you're going to unravel the roots, and then you're going to run hard water pressure on the locks. Second, you're not going to put shampoo yet. See, y'all probably thought I was going to say, put some shampoo on there. No, you're going to run hard water pressure on the locks. And what that's going to do is bust out all the conditioner, the oil, all the stuff that y'all got, but not harshly. Like if you use vinegar to do it, vinegar's going to strip. But water, and this is what I need y'all to get, the machine called a pressure washer literally can bust dirt out of cement with no soap, only water pressure. So when you go to the shop, what did it say? When did you decide to become a stud? Big Earl, what are you fucking talking about on my video? And understand, I will rip you to shreds on this shit, okay? I don't give a fuck. Social media, like y'all thrive on people that got this much self-esteem and like they skin be this thick. But sweetheart, I done fuck people up on Facebook, YouTube. It's about to be TikTok if you think you're gonna be coming on my video playing with me, Earl. Okay? Because I'm not playing. Especially y'all YT people. Don't play with me. Super militant over here. So we're not going to say best shampoo for dandruff. I just told you what to do for dandruff, which was stop using shampoo. So why are you asking me what shampoo I should be using for dandruff? You should stop using shampoo and use, we got Big Earl right here who needs to get some attention this morning. Oh, he calling me a stud. Actually, my daughter. Now, my daughter is a stud. You see what I'm saying? But me, no. Oh, wow. Okay, I see what's going on. What I gotta do, like move around too much? Yeah, it's just that. Unless you look, if the simple information is too simple for y'all, then just keep doing what you've been doing. Because I'm not about to keep repeating that. Yes, you're gonna use witch hazel, and then that's gonna all you're gonna do is wipe your scalp clean for now because witch hazel is one ingredient. It's also made from a plant, one ingredient, right? And what'll happen is the chemical reaction that you get in front of shampoo, because this is my thing with you with shampoo. It can take 16 weeks, but as long it can. It just depends on how bad it is and how deep down the shampoo has gone into your skin. Because that's really what's happening is that you wash it with the shampoo. I don't know how your water pressure is, so I don't even know if you wash all the shampoo out, but it penetrates into the skin. So once it's in your skin, we're doing a process to remove it back out. So that's what takes the time. It might not take 16 weeks. But yeah, just those two. And you're just going to be wiping your scalp clean. So finding a soft rag, a soft cloth, like the baby cloth or either cotton. But yes, that's it. Very simple. Just those two things. And please do it. You might not have to do 16 weeks. I'm just saying that's the longest that has ever took when I did it. And I've done that on hundreds of people to get rid of their dandruff. And it lasts forever. Like once you reset the pH balance, then yeah, it's not gonna do it anymore. And like, yeah, so understand, like I said, there's a lot of people that they don't really know how to do hair. So they try to make it, and then it's an industry, so they're going to try to make it seem like all of the solutions is so hard and we had to think of this and that, sort of like the medical industry. They'll give you some medicine when they could have just told you eat an apple. you know Eat an apple. The apple a day keep the doctor away, so the doctor will never recommend for you to just eat an apple. You get what I'm saying? Oh, okay, so you would say, well, the thing is we got to see, because it depends how deep it is. If it's not really deep, and the witch hazel might pull it out quick, and then the castor oil, you could, if you want to accelerate the process, start taking collagen. In this way, your scalp can actually start healing. It'll promote the healing of it. But yeah, and trust me. And see, this the thing. You can message me. You can video me. I will help you with your hair. Okay. So I'm not no gatekeeper. And I do have products, but I'm not making you get my products. I just want you to get the result, because I don't like nobody having dandruff. Yes, collagen. Collagen. COLLA. Yeah, just message me if you want my help doing stuff. But yes, the shampoo is gonna be hard because you're so used to a lather, right? So used to something lathering. But don't don't worry about the lather. A lot of us, we want that lather. They got us thinking that, if it lathers, it's clean. They got you thinking that if your hair feels squeaky clean after you wash it, that it's really clean. However, that's a chemical reaction. Okay, straight chemical reaction, straight up chemical reaction. And that's all that is. And this is actually about to be the end of my video, y'all, because I got to get off right around 6:45. But I'm going to be back tomorrow, answering y'all questions, eating up little bitches like Big Earl in my comments, right? He thought he was going to take over the video and we wasn't going to talk about what we came here to discuss. However, all right, and this ain't that kind of channel, y'all. Everybody be like, oh, positive vibes only. Bring whatever you got. Because trust me, it's going to get returned with some positivity. I don't need you to be positive. And your negativity don't make me negative. So I don't care what y'all come on this channel with. However, it's my channel. It's going to be my atmosphere. Okay? And I'm ready to be definitely. Like even my hair, y'all, my hair is not perfect. I don't ever come on here and act like it is. I just know that. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. And see, one thing too, I didn't know what to do on TikTok because I got YouTube, and I didn't use my YouTube in years. I had got that thing to 15,000 followers in 1 year. And that was when I first got on YouTube. And I'm still ready to hit 16,000. And it's like 10 years later because I really didn't use YouTube that much after I started putting the videos up there. But yeah, this is what I be doing, my little morning show, my morning talk about hair care. And I love helping people that have simple problems that the industry acts like it's very hard to solve. So if y'all suffering from dandruff, suffer no more. We not gonna suffer from dandruff at all. Not fucking with me. You're not gonna be suffering from no damn dandruff. Now I do want to say that if the oil that you get does not work, then of course you want to contact me and make sure you get on my website. It's yonired.com, YONNIRED. And just a heads up, if you somebody who has been on my website before, um, but you haven't been on there in the last few weeks or months, my business has totally changed. So I went from accepting clients to in doing lot classes to now being a hair industry consultant. And my business is still offering some of the same things like classes, stuff like that for hairstylists. But what I decided to do is work with shop owners because when I was a shop owner, I needed so much help. It was overwhelming. And so now my site is called the Heroes Lair, like heroes, but it's heroes. Okay. And what we doing is I have connected with a bunch of other shop owners and seasoned hairstylists that want to help when people get hired, right? So what we do is we offer training classes for your staff, and we help barbershops. Wait a minute. We help barbershops and salons get their own products, train their staff at station. So what happens is once a salon or a barbershop owner signs up for the Heroes Lair, their staff gets access to all of our training. And we do live training twice a week on all subjects. So that's cutting. I got the barber in there from Atlanta. He got two shops. He's going to be in there helping barbers get the cuts down. And this is for shops that need it. Like a lot of shops hire people and the owner doesn't know how to train, or the owner doesn't do hair, or they just busy like I was, where they don't really have a lot of time to really train new people. So that's where we come in at and help them train. We help them get their own products, brand their salon, the barbershop. We help barbers learn how to do the 30-minute retwist and not this crap, not the twirl, but the actual twist, so that they could keep their own clients in-house. And I'm helping locticians. Don't get me wrong, I'm help locticians. However, I'm trying to help locticians become teachers, because teachers have to have real information. If y'all just do here for people that look at YouTube all day, y'all don't need no real information, right? But teachers, we got to back our stuff up. And so that's why I'm looking for lock teachers. So if you are a salon owner, I would love for you to come on over to my website, press any button, fill out any form that'll put you in my email list. The other thing that we have now that I felt like was very, very important for stylists is a stylist mental health group. Okay. And the reason why I decided to add that mental health group for stylists is because most hairstylists I know, everybody think that we rich, for one. Everybody think that we robots. Everybody feels like, I'm getting my hair done, da, 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 da. But they don't usually check on you. They don't make sure you eat. You got them long, late days, especially for the holidays. The hairstylist is the last one to go home because we got to do everybody here, and then you exhausted and all of that stuff. So and I know I've had times where I needed people that just couldn't comprehend that I was in need, because they so used to looking at you like like something to get something from, because you own a business, or because they see you making money or whatever. So we do the stylist mental health group, which is actually free for any stylist to join. That mental health group is going to be free to get into. And we are talking about things like bad days at the shop, how to deal with disgruntled clients, how to fire a client. That's like the first one that we're going to go over this week in that group, is how to fire a client, because literally I have had to fire clients, and in the groups that I'm in, I find that a lot of people, they just take whatever the clients say, because most people have that mentality like, oh, the customer is always right. Well, not when you do a service business, the customer is not always right. In retail, maybe, but when I'm doing a service that I went to school for, not locks, okay, hair care, you can't go to school for locks unless you go through me, all right? But when you do a service that you have to get a license in, right? You want to be an expert at it. You have to have continual education. A lot of times the schools don't teach what you need to know. And so that's where Heroes comes in at. And I have the best of the best. Okay. You got the best of the best locticians right here. And then I also got barbers, barbershop owners. I got other locticians who teach other stuff. I got the man weave man. He do the man weave classes for the barbers. Like all of this is rolled into one website. And then to top it off, I even got the capes. Like if y'all want your own name on your cape, your logo, all of that kind of stuff. If you ever seen a barbershop or a salon that got the logo rug when you first walk in, or like decals, we helping them get all of that stuff so they can brand their shop and run it like a franchise. Okay. So if you are looking for a lock class, you can still go to yannired.com, scroll down, go to the Lock Legends library. And the cool thing about my library, y'all, is that all this stuff I talk about, I have videos on it already that are in there, and you can get a library card to go into the library for 7 days for free and just check out everything in there. If you like it, become a member. And we have discussions like this all the time in those groups. We help you do whatever you need to do for your business. So with that being said, guys, thank you for watching. It was lovely. TikTok, y'all really showed up and showed out today on my video. I even had a heckler. Somebody, like, I love it. Okay. Okay, I love it. Yeah, so this is the channel that if you wanted me, like they be seeing all kinds of stuff, fat bitch, fat this. He just said why I'm being a stud today. Like, what the fuck is you even talking about? Whatever. But I like all of that stuff. Do it all. Come on a video, do whatever you need to do to get through your day. All right. Y'all want to talk about me? Fine. They talked about Jesus Christ. I'm used to people talking about me. And I'm used to not being liked because I know the real deal. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not giving the same jargon everybody else is saying. So when I start talking, it's always somebody like, oh, she don't know what she's talking about. But I have the proof. Okay. This knowledge I got, it came from actually doing the work, not watching videos on other people that ain't even did the work. Y'all don't even know if they did the work or not, because literally y'all watching somebody's video that was only on here for a few minutes. And a lot of things that happen with hair care take weeks to fix. So unless they going over weeks of, we started here and now we here, now we here, like what I did to show you the process, then I don't want to hear it. And I love y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow. I'll be back here at 5:30 in the morning. If you are somebody who wants to start doing lock classes with me and my team, don't hesitate to reach out, leave me a comment, go to yannired.com and fill out any application that you want to. Press any button. They all lead to applications because I got to find out who y'all are first before y'all just start surfing around on here. And thank you guys for joining. We will see you tomorrow at 5:30 as I develop what the hell I'm going to be talking about in the mornings, okay? Thank you for watching. All righty. Okay. All right, so that was me on TikTok, guys. If you is watching from YouTube, I'm gonna get this camera right because my camera on YouTube is horrible. I'm using my laptop. But anyway, let me just say this before I go. If you would like to start teaching lock classes, right? Because I know y'all tired of little haggling customers. I know you tired of having to work all day just to make $1,000, right? You want to teach some lock classes with me? Then here's what I would like for you to do. I want you to go to yannired.com. I want you to open up, scroll down, okay? Matter of fact, let me see if y'all can see my screen since the thing is dark. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to yannired.com. That is going to be YONNIRET.com, right? Y'all see how the site look now. This is how it look. The YR hair layer. Grow your shop without being tied to the chair, right? And so you get layer access. Now this is for people that have already paid that first button. But if you scroll up, I'll show y'all. These is the networks that have showcased our stuff. Oprah Winfrey Network. Let's see. Legacy. All right. So let me just explain what everything is. Matter of fact, I'm about to go in and out and then come back. So we're going to end this stream right here.